Thank you all for joining me today for our Connect University. HandsOn Connect Cloud Solutions is excited to be able to provide any and all of the digital solutions you need, whether it's our flagship volunteer product, HandsOn Connect, additional insights and trainings with these Connect University sessions, learning about our partners through our Connect Exchange series, Salesforce implementation and configuration, custom-built applications, or other stellar support, including virtual administration. We've got you covered. As we like to remind our guests in today's training, I am recording the session for future viewing. For those that don't know me, I'm Art Ordoki, and I'm in charge of customer success and partnerships here at HandsOn Connect Cloud Solutions. And since our presentation is only going to be 20 minutes, it's going to be real quick and hopefully easy to understand. But if you need any additional information about how to implement some of the features you see in today's session, please don't hesitate to reach out to our support team or attend one of our open lab hours to get more information. Today's topic is the HandsOn Connect form builder that's part of HandsOn Connect 3.0's content management system. With the form builder, you can build many types of forms, from email subscription, volunteer opportunity feedback, custom questions for new volunteers, board member interest forms, requests for speakers. The list can go on and on. Some of these on the screen are just a few of the examples. The great thing about the form builder is that it has a lot of rich features. Today we're going to go into some of the basic ones, but I wanted to highlight some of the really unique items related to our form builder. First off, there's a lot of field types to choose from. There are specific fields for email address, phone numbers, date and time. You can use radio buttons, Picklist, multi-select Picklist. We even have the ability to have hidden fields that you can put some default values in to store certain information. One of the great tools about our form builder is that you are able to save data directly to your Salesforce instance. You also can pull the data from your Salesforce instance, and we'll show you some of that in our demo today. There is logic built into our form builder, which will allow you to display certain questions based on how customers respond to previous questions in the form. You can also make the form available only to your logged in volunteers, or you can make them available to anyone that comes to your website. You can place them through the CMS on a specific page. You can designate certain pages for them to be on, or you can put them on every page in your site, depending on how the form is used and where you want it to show up. So you can see from this that there's just going to be a lot of flexibility. So to best show you some of this flexibility, we're actually going to jump in and show you how to create a form. So let me jump out of here and we'll get started. So just to show you some of the features of the volunteer opportunities that we were just looking at. One of the things you can do if you have our advanced registration system is you can build forms into your volunteer registration. So here's the standard registration that we all know very well. At the end, instead of hitting submit, you can hit next with the advanced registration system and build in an actual form to collect additional information from your users. This also shows you some of the logic. So for example, if you're in a community that is involved with a lot of students and university groups, you may want to find out what students are involved in and which schools they're attending. So you can say, yep, not currently a student, and just move on. But if I'm a high school student, you can see that there are questions that now appear based on my answer of high school student. So I can select which high school I'm a part of and what year I anticipate to graduate. And because it is logic, you can also say, if it's college, which college and university. So you're only seeing the information that's relevant to the user. So this is one of our examples of using the form builder within the registration process to get some additional information. And as I said earlier, you can map this to fields in Salesforce. So if you have fields in Salesforce related to which college or university this person's attending and the year they're graduating, you can map that directly to their contact record. Another example that we talked about was the email subscriptions. You can create this form and make it available just to registered users. Or if you add additional information like name and email address, you can make it available to the general public. From here, they can then select which email newsletters you would like them to subscribe to. Again, I'm using the multi-select pick list option here, but you could definitely use radio buttons, checkboxes, whatever format works for you. You'll be able to create the form and map this information again to Salesforce, or you can also just store it locally in your content management, and I'll show you how you can export that information. The last example I want to show you is the volunteer opportunity feedback form. And for this is just an introduction of kind of where it is. I'm actually going to log in now and take a deeper dive and show you how to configure the form builder using our tools. So many of you are very familiar with Salesforce and accessing the HandsOn Connect content management system. From within our demo environment, I click on the CMS tab and I'm taken to the HandsOn Connect content management system. All of our customers have the forms enabled in their system. And from here, I can go to my form builder. The donation is something that's an additional configuration that does need to be turned on. So if you want information about donations, definitely reach out. But for today, the form builder is there. And you can see that there are a number of forms that I've already created, including that email subscription one we just looked at. But today we're going to look, and creating a new form is very easy. You hit add form, and it walks you through the ability to create the form, such as, would you like to save the information to Salesforce, and which object you want to save this to? Do you want to redirect the form when the person completes the form? You can definitely do that. And as I mentioned, you can do required login. But I want to show you how to enhance the form by creating some additional information. So here I am on that opportunity feedback. For this example, I've decided not to store the information in Salesforce because I haven't built out all those objects and fields in Salesforce to collect it. But I did say that it is required to log in. In here, I'm able to provide a description. I could style this using our HTML, what you see is what you get editor. And so I can configure that information. This field here, which is my dropdown, it's a really unique opportunity here. I'm able to create a list view within Salesforce and use that view to populate my options. So you can see here, load a pick list options from Salesforce list view. So I've turned that on, and it's giving me an option to look at all the lists that are associated with my volunteer opportunity record. And I can use that to create the options that I want customers to see. In this case, I've updated it to say upcoming and recent opportunities, which are any volunteer opportunity that have ended within the past month or have ended within the past month, since I want project feedback on recent volunteer opportunities. I can then also add date fields, as you see here. What date did you attend? Did the volunteer opportunity start on time? Those are some of the examples. This field here is a hidden field, as you can see from the side menu here. And using the hidden field and some of these advanced tokens, I'm able to capture the ID of the user that's associated, that's submitting this form. This saves me from having to ask the volunteer, what is your name? What is your email address? So that I can match them to an existing record. Instead, I'm able to, because I've required that they are a logged in user, I'm able to pull in the information of the person that's currently logged in as the information that's being submitted for this volunteer opportunity feedback. So now I can add additional questions. For example, if I want to add a question related to did the volunteer coordinator provide enough instruction for the project? I could create my options, yes, no. I can also rearrange the options. Right now, the way you enter them is the way that they display for the customer. So the yes would be the first one, no would be the second. If I wanted it to reverse, I just had to rearrange them. It's very easy to do. If I want to provide help text for that question, I can add that here. You know, all project leaders are expected to provide instructions. If I wanted to, I could even get a little fancier. As you can see here, the question is appearing as I'm writing. It provides that label. If I wanted to, I can hide the label and maybe even update the information of my options. Yes, you know, enough instructions were given, or no more instructions were needed. I can do that. I could add a description box above and put the question there. You know, every coordinator provides instructions. I could save that field. And you could see that this gives you a lot of flexibility on how to provide the information. So let's say someone said, no, there wasn't enough information, and I want to ask why. So I can say, so now I can provide that information. I can list a maximum number of characters if I want to kind of limit folks. So let's say, you know, I want to make it 250 characters. Want to show 5 rows of information in the text box. There is no placeholder. There is no default value there. So I'm going to hit Save Field, and I'm now going to update the logic. So I can say, only show this question when the project is, no, more instructions were needed. So now I will only show this question if a negative response was given to the previous question. This allows you to really customize and detail the information that you want based on the questions that you're asking. So just to give you some examples, some other information, some other fields, checkboxes, you know, can be used for this. And then the option for a checkbox is, yes, I would. Obviously, don't make that required since you're not giving them a no option. You know, email address fields, as I discussed. We even have the ability to upload documents. So if you wanted to maybe have them, please upload a photo from your volunteer experience. And you could say what kind of photos you allow them to upload. And so you can really customize this feedback form. The great thing about it is that because I have used a Salesforce list view, and because I've created a hidden field here, when a volunteer submits this information, I am able to capture that in Salesforce or update the information or import the information to Salesforce. So I'm going to go ahead and save the form. I'm going to go back over to where we had our sample here. And so now we can see that this page has been updated with all the additional questions. When I said no, instructions were not provided, the text box did appear for me. And select the project, the date. And when I hit submit, that information is captured. So now I want to show you a few more steps when dealing with the forms. First, how to export the data. Under the add-ons menu, just like where we went to build the form, further down there's an option for export form data. And I can go to the opportunity feedback and I can hit export. It downloads it as a CSV file. And when this file opens, it will provide me the information that I need. So we can see here, this is the ID of the volunteer opportunity that was associated with the project. Here are the answers to those questions. Here's the ID of the user that submitted the information and all the other information that they provided. Again, I can use this information to import into Salesforce, or if I had the Salesforce mapping turned on, I could have this write directly to my custom feedback object and link it back to both the volunteer opportunity and the contact that provided it. So that's how you capture the information. When you're adding the forms to the pages, you go to pages, create new page. As you can see, I created a page already called feedback, provided that friendly URL. I added the thank you here. I could add images and such, but I've created this page in my system. I could add it to the menu system if I wanted to under the My Account page. Definitely do any of those kinds of things related to the CMS that you usually would. And in the advanced settings, that is where I control what page this form shows on. So I can say show on all pages if I wanted to show it everywhere. I can say show on all pages except those, or only the URLs listed below. So in this case, I said I only want this form to appear on the feedback page. And so that's why I've defined it that way. And that's how I got it to appear on here at /feedback. So that gives you an introduction of the HandsOn Connect form builder. Hopefully, this gives you some ideas of ways that you could leverage this tool for your organization to collect more information. I hope that you'll join us next week where we take a deeper dive into the HandsOn Connect CMS with 2 new blocks that are available to customers, which are the featured opportunity and listing blocks. In 2 weeks, we'll be taking a deeper dive into the form builder you saw today with some advanced options. And then on August 10th, we will be doing an introductory to picking the right volunteer opportunity. We've added a lot of new different opportunity types, and so we just want to provide you a review of how to choose the right volunteer opportunity type for your project. As always, you can listen to past webinars through our YouTube channel. Definitely encourage you to take a look at our HandsOn Connect CMS and advanced registration Connect universities that we've presented to give you some insight as to how you can leverage those tools along with the form builder and embed them into pages, into the registration system and such. Thank you all for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you at the next Connect University.